Hi, this is Vicky. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make fabric bows. These are really quick and easy to make. They're just hand sewn, so all you need is your fabric, a needle and thread, and an iron. First of all, you need to cut out a piece of fabric that's 4 times the size that you want the finished bow to be. So work out the size you'd like your long side and short side to be, double both and cut a rectangle that size. My rectangle is 30 centimetres by 20 centimetres, which will give me a finished bow size of 15 by 10 centimetres. For the fabric that wraps around the centre of the bow, I'm using a piece that's 4 centimetres by 12 centimetres. I've allowed 1 centimetre to turn in either side, so I'll have a 2 centimetre strip by the time it's finished. You need to cut one of those in your fabric as well. You can use just about any fabric to make bows from. If it's too floppy, you can interface it or you can baste it onto some firmer fabric. I'm using some gold sequin fabric because, well, it's me and I use sequins for everything. Once your fabric's cut out, mark your halfway point along the 2 shorter sides. Then fold your long sides into the middle. Then do the same and fold your 2 edges in on the band that's going to go around the middle of your bow. Now they're pinned, I'm going to press along these edges and these edges. If you are using sequin fabric, make sure you put a piece of organza or an old tea towel over the top of the sequins before you press it. Otherwise the sequins can melt and stick to your iron, and that's no fun. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience here. Once your edges are pressed in place, take your pattern piece again, and this time we're going to mark the centres of the long sides. And then fold each end in so they line up with where those pins are. Make sure the edges just touch each other nicely but don't overlap. And this time we're not going to press it because we want this nice fold to stay puffy to give us that nice bow shape. Now I'm just stitching up the middle to hold these ends together and going through all of the layers. When I get to the other side, I just do a knot, but I don't cut the thread off. Take the pins out, and the next thing to do is to take it and fold it in half, making sure you line your centres up well, and then fold each half back on itself. You can flip it over and make sure all that centre seam's all completely lined up still. Once you're happy with how it's sitting, take your thread that you didn't cut off and wrap it around the middle, and that holds that nice bow shape in place. I put it fairly tight while I'm doing this. And again, then I just fasten off and knot it into place. But again, I don't cut the thread. I find this makes it really quick to make. That's how our bow looks at the minute, held in place with the thread. The next thing to do is to add our centre band that we press the edges under. So to do this, I start by pinning along the back. I always cut these a bit longer than they need to be as well and trim them down once I've got it pinned in place. Then wrap it around the front. You can adjust how the bow underneath it's sitting as you do this. Make sure you're happy with how it's all sat. Put another pin through. Trim off any excess. And turn your end under. Here's our finished bow. You can use this technique to make hair clips, to make brooches, to make bow ties. I've used a smaller version of it here to make some shoe clips. I've made an even tinier version of it which I've added onto this brooch with lots of flowers and lace. They're really versatile. By cutting 2 bits of fabric you can make double bows as well. I've cut this pink sash into the same size as we used for the first gold single bow, and I cut my gold sequins just a couple of centimetres shorter. I've pressed my long sides in on both and then folded the ends into the middle, and this time I have stitched them both into place and fastened off. Now what I'm going to do is layer them together. I'm going to line up the centres and just put a couple of pins through to hold it while we fold it into place. Double thread. Get started nice and firmly. And then, like with the single bow, I'm going to take it and wrap it around the centre. These bows have been made using the same technique. For this blue sequin bow, the sequin fabric was a bit floppier than I wanted for what I was using it for, so I basted the sequins onto some satin before I made it. And the same with this one, I basted lace onto the satin and then treated it as one piece and folded it all together to create this lace bow. Let your imagination go crazy. You can use any fabric you want. You can make these any size you want. You can go really big with this technique as well. You might just need to put some net or some interfacing inside it to keep it stiff. Have fun. I'd love to see what you create. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. I hope you feel inspired to get creative. Please subscribe, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll be back soon with more tutorials and more Rocked Up Rocks.